streets of the city were cloaked in a blanket of snow, shimmering under the golden glow of streetlights. It was Christmas Eve, and the air carried the faint scent of roasted chestnuts and pine, mingling with the distant sound of carolers. Yet, for Anna, the festive atmosphere felt more like a cruel reminder of everything she didn't have. Clutching a neatly wrapped package in her gloved hands, Anna hurried across the icy street. Her second-hand coat barely kept the biting cold at bay, and her worn-out boots slipped slightly on the slick pavement. Her thoughts were far from the magic of Christmas. Bills were piling up at home. Her mother's health was deteriorating, and the little money Anna earned from her job at the Christmas gift wrapping station wasn't nearly enough to keep them afloat. As she hurried toward the bus stop, her bag slipped off her shoulder, sending the small package tumbling onto the snow-covered road.
No.
No, no, Anna cried, rushing to grab it. Suddenly, the blaring horn of an oncoming car pierced the quiet night. Anna froze, her hand outstretched toward the package. The headlights grew brighter, closer, and then a firm hand gripped her arm, yanking her out of the car's path just in time. She stumbled back onto the sidewalk, her heart racing as she looked up at her savior. He was tall, dressed in a sleek black coat, his face half hidden by a scarf. His sharp features and piercing blue eyes were framed by the soft glow of the streetlights. "Are you okay?" he asked, his voice calm but commanding. Anna nodded, struggling to catch her breath. I think so. Thank you. I wasn't paying attention. You should be more careful," he said, his tone softening slightly. He bent down, picking up the package and brushing the snow off its wrapping. "This must be important." "It is," Anna replied, taking the package from him. "It's for my mom." He gave her a faint smile, then glanced at his watch. "You should get going. Merry Christmas." Before Anna could thank him again, he disappeared into the crowd, leaving her standing in the snow, clutching the package tightly to her chest. As she resumed her hurried walk, a thought lingered in her mind. Who was he? Little did she know, this chance encounter would lead her into a world of secrets, drama, and a Christmas unlike any other. If this opening caught your attention, stay tuned. What do you think will happen to Anna next? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to follow her journey and discover how one moment can change everything. Where are you watching this story from? Let us know in the comments below. The snow on Anna's boots melted into small puddles as she stepped into the grand entrance of the Avalon Hotel, a luxurious venue that exuded sophistication. Twinkling chandeliers hung high above her, reflecting the golden hues of the room. She clutched her small purse tightly, her nerves fraying with every passing second. Anna couldn't believe Sarah had convinced her to come here. "Come on, Anna," Sarah had said earlier that day, leaning over the gift-wrapping counter with a mischievous grin. "It's Christmas Eve. You deserve a little fun. You've been working so hard you should let loose for once." Anna, hesitant but not wanting to seem like a complete Scrooge, finally agreed. Sarah had handed her an invitation to a Christmas dinner, scrawled with the name of a table, Table 7. But as she looked around now, she couldn't help but feel out of place. The room was filled with people dressed in designer outfits, laughing easily over champagne and hors d'oeuvres. Anna adjusted her second-hand dress, suddenly hyper-aware of how plain she looked compared to everyone else. "You don't belong here," a voice in her head whispered. Shaking off the thought, Anna scanned the room for Table 7. She spotted it tucked away near a towering Christmas tree decorated with gold ornaments and red ribbons. A single man sat at the table, his posture relaxed yet commanding. His tailored suit and polished shoes were unmistakably expensive. He had an air of authority, the kind of presence that made people instinctively step aside. Anna hesitated, clutching her purse tighter. Why does he look like he owns the place? She wondered. Still, Sarah's voice echoed in her mind. "Just go in and find your table. Relax." Taking a deep breath, Anna approached the table. "Hi," she said, forcing a smile as she reached the table. "You must be Mr. Green." The man looked up, his piercing blue eyes locking onto hers. For a moment, his expression was unreadable, and Anna's stomach flipped. I'm Anna," she added awkwardly, extending a hand. "From the Charity Foundation." The man raised an eyebrow but said nothing. After a beat, he took her hand, his grip firm but controlled. Alexander, he replied smoothly. Please.
Have a seat.
Anna's heart pounded as she slid into the chair opposite him. Alexander. The name carried weight, though she couldn't place why. So, you're from a charity foundation? He asked, his tone polite but tinged with curiosity. Yes, Anna blurted, trying to keep her composure. I, represent a local initiative. We help families in need during the holidays. Alexander's gaze didn't waver, making Anna feel as though he could see straight through her. That's admirable, he said finally, taking a sip of his drink. Tell me more about this initiative. Anna's mind raced. She hadn't expected to sit at a table like this, let alone fabricate an entire backstory. Well, she began, stalling for time. We provide food and toys for underprivileged families. It's a small operation, but we're passionate about making a difference. Alexander's lips curved into a faint smile, though his eyes remained sharp. And what brings you to this dinner? It's not exactly a community fundraiser. Anna froze. She couldn't very well tell him the truth, that she had been tricked into coming by Sarah, who'd thought it would be funny to send her to a swanky party she had no business attending. Thinking quickly, she said, one of your colleagues invited me. He thought it would be a good opportunity to network. Alexander leaned back in his chair, his expression unreadable. I see. Networking. Then, as the evening wore on, Alexander continued to question Anna about her supposed charity work, all while maintaining his polite demeanor. What's the name of your initiative? He asked, swirling his wine glass lazily. Anna swallowed hard. It's called Helping Hands. Alexander nodded slowly, though his gaze remained intense. Interesting. I'm surprised I haven't heard of it before. I make a point to stay informed about local charities. Anna felt her palms start to sweat. We're, very low profile. Clearly, he remarked, his tone impossible to read. For a moment, silence hung between them, broken only by the clinking of glasses and distant laughter from other tables. Anna's discomfort grew with each passing second, but she couldn't bring herself to leave. Despite the tension, there was something about Alexander that intrigued her, something she couldn't quite put her finger on. Toward the end of the dinner, a server approached their table, offering a fresh bottle of champagne. Alexander waved it away with a subtle gesture. Not tonight, he said, his tone dismissive. Anna glanced at him, noticing how his demeanor had shifted. His earlier curiosity had given way to something colder, more guarded. You don't seem like the holiday type, she remarked, trying to lighten the mood. Alexander's eyes flicked to hers, and for a moment, she thought she saw a flicker of something, pain, perhaps, before it disappeared. Let's just say Christmas isn't my favorite time of year, he replied, his voice quiet. Before Anna could respond, a well-dressed man approached their table. Alexander, the man said, his tone urgent. We need to talk. It's about the factory. Anna's ears perked up at the word factory, but she kept her expression neutral. Alexander sighed, setting down his napkin. Excuse me, he said to Anna, standing to follow the man. As the two walked away, Anna couldn't help but wonder what was going on. Factory? She had a sinking feeling that whatever it wasn't good. Anna sat at the table, stirring the last drops of sparkling water in her glass, her mind buzzing with questions. What factory? Why did he leave so abruptly? And who exactly is this Alexander? The more she tried to make sense of it, the more the pieces refused to fit. Determined not to overthink, she decided to focus on finishing her meal, but as she took another bite, her gaze wandered across the room. That's when she saw them, Alexander and the man who had interrupted their conversation, standing in a quiet corner by a tall window, their postures tense. Anna couldn't hear them, but their body language spoke volumes. Alexander's hands were balled into fists, and his jaw tightened as the other man gestured animatedly. What are they arguing about? Anna wondered. Curiosity gnawed at her, but she told herself it was none of her business. Yet, she couldn't look away. As the dinner wound down and guests began mingling near the grand Christmas tree, Anna decided to sneak closer to where Alexander and his associate were standing. She told herself it wasn't eavesdropping, just investigating. pretending to admire the ornate decorations. She positioned herself behind a large wreath near the window, her ears straining to catch snippets of their conversation. "I don't care about the PR disaster," Alexander said, his voice low but firm. "The factory is bleeding money. We don't have another choice." "You're shutting it down right before Christmas," the man countered, his tone incredulous. "Do you know what that'll do to your reputation? Hundreds of families will be out of work." Alexander exhaled sharply. "If we don't close it, the entire company goes under? Sacrifices have to be made." The man shook his head. "You've forgotten what this company was built on. Your father would... Don't..." Alexander cut him off, his tone icy. "I've made my decision." Anna's stomach churned. Hundreds of families. The word struck a nerve. She knew what it was like to face uncertainty, to struggle just to make ends meet. Hearing Alexander speak so coldly about shutting down the factory sent a wave of anger coursing through her. But something else caught her attention. A name. Thornton. Suddenly, it clicked. Alexander Thornton. She'd heard that name before. He wasn't just another wealthy businessman. He was the CEO of Thornton Industries, a massive corporation known for its manufacturing and holiday products. Her pulse quickened. This isn't just any factory he's talking about. It's the Thornton factory. Anna's mind raced back to her own childhood. Her mother had worked at that factory for years, assembling toys that brought joy to families across the country. But when Anna was a teenager, her mother had been let go during one of the company's restructuring phases. It had been devastating, throwing their family into financial turmoil and forcing Anna to abandon her dreams of college to help make ends meet. Fueled by the weight of her own experiences and the injustice of Alexander's plan, Anna didn't wait for him to return to the table. She marched straight up to him, catching him off guard as he finished his conversation. "Is it true?" she demanded, her voice steady but filled with barely restrained anger. Alexander blinked, his sharp gaze meeting hers. "Is what true?" "The factory?" she pressed. "You're shutting it down, aren't you? Right before Christmas?" He straightened, his expression hardening. "That's none of your concern." "It is," Anna shot back, "because I've seen what decisions like this do to families. My mother worked at that factory, and when she lost her job, we lost everything." Alexander's eyes flickered with something surprise, guilt, but his voice remained cold. "I'm sorry for what your family went through, but this isn't personal. It's business." "Business?" Anna's voice rose, drawing the attention of nearby guests. "You're talking about people's lives, their futures, and you're throwing them away like they're nothing." Alexander's jaw tightened. "You think this is easy for me? I'm trying to save the company. Sometimes sacrifices are necessary." Anna shook her head, her frustration boiling over. "You don't get it, do you? You sit up in your ivory tower, making decisions that destroy lives.
And you call it necessary.
Do you even know what it feels like to struggle? To fight for something that matters?" The room had grown quieter, nearby guests pretending not to listen while clearly paying attention. Alexander glanced around, his discomfort evident. "I suggest we continue this conversation elsewhere," he said through gritted teeth. "No," Anna said firmly, "because people need to hear this. They need to know what kind of man you really are." Anna turned and walked away, leaving Alexander standing there, his composed facade cracking for the first time. By the time she reached the exit, her heart was pounding. She had never confronted anyone like that before, let alone someone as powerful as Alexander Thornton, but she didn't regret it. Still, as she stepped out into the cold night, she couldn't help but feel a pang of doubt. What now? Back inside, Alexander remained rooted to the spot, the weight of her words sinking in. For the first time in years, he found himself questioning his decisions and the kind of man he had become. The night air was biting cold as Anna stepped out of the Avalon Hotel, her thoughts a storm of frustration and disbelief. Her confrontation with Alexander replayed in her mind. His dismissive tone, his cold rationalization of shutting down the factory. The memory of her family's struggles resurfaced, making her anger flare anew. How could someone with so much power and influence be so heartless? She thought, clutching her thin coat tighter against the wind. As she turned down the street, she heard hurried footsteps behind her. "Anna!" A deep voice called. She spun around to see Alexander, his polished demeanor slightly ruffled, as though he'd rushed after her. "What do you want?" she asked sharply. Alexander stopped a few feet away, his hands shoved into the pockets of his coat. His piercing blue eyes met hers, though there was a flicker of something softer in them now, something closer to regret. "I want to talk," he said simply. "You've done enough talking," Anna retorted. "All you care about is saving your company, no matter who gets hurt in the process." "That's not fair," Alexander replied, his tone firm but not harsh. "You don't know the whole story." "Oh, I know enough," she shot back. "You're shutting down a factory right before Christmas, leaving hundreds of families without jobs. And for what? To protect your bottom line?" Alexander exhaled, his breath visible in the cold night air. "It's not that simple, Anna. Thornton Industries is on the brink of collapse. If we don't close that factory, the entire company could go under. That's thousands of jobs lost, not just hundreds." Anna crossed her arms, her gaze unwavering. "And what about the people who work at that factory? What are they supposed to do? You think they'll just find another job overnight? You're not just shutting down a building, Alexander. You're shutting down their livelihoods." His jaw tightened, but he didn't interrupt. "My mother worked at that factory for years," Anna continued, her voice trembling with emotion. "She gave everything to that job, and when she lost it, it wasn't just her income that disappeared. It was her dignity, her sense of purpose. You have no idea what that feels like, do you?" Alexander's expression softened, and for a moment, he looked almost vulnerable. "No," he admitted quietly. "I don't. But that doesn't mean I don't care." Anna shook her head, her frustration mounting. "You say you care, but your actions say otherwise. You've made this decision because it's easy for you. You've never had to struggle like the people you're about to hurt." Alexander stepped closer, his voice low but steady. "Do you think this is easy for me? I've spent months agonizing over this decision. I grew up watching my father build this Thornton Industries isn't just a business to me, it's my legacy. And if I let it fail, everything he worked for will be gone." Anna hesitated, caught off guard by the rawness in his tone, but her anger quickly returned. "Your father's legacy? What about the legacy of the people who built your company? The workers who made it what it is today? Do their sacrifices mean nothing to you?" Alexander ran a hand through his hair, his frustration evident. "I'm trying to protect as much as I can. You have no idea the kind of pressure I'm under." "Pressure?" Anna scoffed. "You think you're the only one under pressure? Try living paycheck to paycheck. Try choosing between paying the rent and buying groceries. That's the kind of pressure your workers are facing, thanks to you." The words hung in the air between them, sharp and cutting. For the first time, Alexander didn't have a rebuttal. Anna turned on her heel, her footsteps crunching angrily against the snow. "Wait!" Alexander called after her, his voice uncharacteristically uncertain. She stopped but didn't turn around. "I'm not the villain you think I am," he said. "I'm trying to make the best of a bad situation." Anna glanced over her shoulder, her eyes filled with disappointment. "Then try harder." With that, she walked away, leaving Alexander standing alone in the cold, his breath fogging up in the frosty air. Back at his penthouse, Alexander stared out at the glittering city skyline, the words of his associate and Anna ringing in his ears. He had spent his entire career making calculated decisions, prioritizing logic over emotion, but tonight, Anna's passionate words had struck a chord he couldn't ignore. "Have I really lost sight of what's important?" he wondered. The faint sound of a notification broke his thoughts. He glanced at his phone to see a message from one of his board members. The media caught wind of the factory closure. "Expect backlash." "Damage control meeting tomorrow?" Alexander sighed, the weight of his decisions pressing down on him like never before. For the first time in years, he felt uncertain about the path he had chosen. The next morning, Alexander sat at the head of the Thornton Industries boardroom table, his usual air of control visibly strained. The board members were animated, their voices overlapping as they debated the impending factory closure and the mounting public backlash. "We can't afford to backtrack now," one of the directors said, his tone sharp. "The financial projections are clear. That factory is a liability. Agreed. Another chimed in. If we reverse the decision, we risk alienating our investors. Alexander remained silent, his mind preoccupied. Anna's words from the night before echoed in his thoughts. Then try harder. Alexander? One of the directors pressed. What's your stance? He leaned forward, his hands clasped together. I think we're overlooking the long-term cost of this decision, he said, his voice calm but firm. The room fell silent as all eyes turned to him. If we proceed with the closure, Alexander continued, we'll save money in the short term, but we'll destroy the trust and loyalty of the very people who built this company. That's not a sustainable business model. One of the older board members frowned. Do you suggest we keep the factory open? With what resources? I'm suggesting we explore alternatives, Alexander said. Cost-cutting measures in other areas, operational efficiencies, or even partnerships. But we cannot, will not abandon these workers without a fight. The tension in the room was palpable. Some directors exchanged skeptical glances, while others nodded thoughtfully. You're risking everything, one director warned. This could sink us. I'm aware, Alexander replied, his tone resolute. But some risks are worth taking. Across town, Anna sat in her modest apartment, staring at the half-finished sketches on her kitchen table. Her conversation with Alexander still lingered in her mind, but she refused to feel guilty. He needed to hear the truth, even if it hurt. Her phone buzzed, pulling her from her thoughts. It was Sarah, her coworker from the gift-wrapping station. You'll never believe what just popped up on my feed, Sarah said excitedly. There's a rumor that Thornton Industries might reverse the factory closure. Anna frowned. What? Why? I don't know, Sarah replied. But people are talking. Maybe your little showdown with Mr. CEO made an impact. Anna shook her head. I doubt it. Alexander doesn't strike me as the type to change his mind. Still, Sarah said, it sounds like he's at least considering it. Maybe he's not as heartless as you thought. Anna sighed. We'll see. Later that afternoon, Anna was wrapping up her shift at the mall when she noticed a familiar figure standing by the entrance. Alexander, dressed in a tailored coat, looked oddly out of place amidst the festive chaos. What are you doing here? Anna asked as she approached him, her tone guarded. I need your help, he said without preamble. Anna blinked, taken aback. My help? With what? Alexander hesitated, then said, I've decided to keep the factory open, but I need to do more than that. I want to make things right, not just for the workers, but for the community, and I think you're the perfect person to help me. Anna crossed her arms, her skepticism evident. Why me? Because you care, he said simply, and because you're not afraid to tell me when I'm wrong. She studied him for a moment, searching his expression for any hint of insincerity, but all she saw was determination. What exactly are you asking me to do? She asked cautiously. I'm organizing a Christmas event for the factory workers and their families, Alexander explained. A toy drive, a dinner, something to show them that they're valued. I want you to help plan it. Anna raised an eyebrow. You want me to help you fix your reputation? No, Alexander said, his tone earnest. I want to rebuild trust. This isn't about me, it's about them. She hesitated, still unsure. And what happens after Christmas? Do you just go back to making necessary sacrifices? I can't promise there won't be challenges, he admitted, but I can promise that I'll do everything in my power to protect what matters. This is the first step. Anna studied him for a long moment, then finally nodded. Okay, I'll help. But if I see even a hint of PR spin, I'm out. Alexander smiled faintly. Fair enough. Over the next few days, Anna and Alexander worked tirelessly to organize the event. They visited the factory, meeting with workers and listening to their concerns. Anna was struck by how genuinely Alexander seemed to engage with them, asking thoughtful questions and taking detailed notes. As they brainstormed ideas for the toy drive, Anna found herself softening toward him. He wasn't the cold, unfeeling executive she'd initially assumed. Beneath his polished exterior was someone who genuinely wanted to make a difference, though he still had a lot to learn. You know, Anna said one evening as they worked on decorations, you're surprisingly good at this. At what? Alexander asked, glancing up from the ribbon he was tying. Listening, she replied. Actually caring. He smiled, a rare warmth in his expression. I had a good teacher. As the event drew closer, Anna and Alexander began to develop an easy rapport. Their banter became lighter, their conversations more personal. Alexander shared stories of his father, the man who had built Thornton Industries with a focus on community and integrity. He would have hated what I almost did. Alexander admitted one night, the factory closure. It went against everything he believed in. Then maybe this is your chance to honor him, Anna said gently. By doing things differently. Alexander nodded, her words resonating deeply. I think you're right. The cold winter air bit at Anna's cheeks as she stood outside the Thornton factory. The towering building loomed over her, a symbol of both despair and hope. Inside, workers moved about, their faces marked by worry and skepticism, as Alexander addressed a small group gathered in the break room. Thank you all for taking the time to meet with me, Alexander began, his voice steady but subdued. I know these past few months have been filled with uncertainty, and I take full responsibility for that. Anna stood near the door, observing quietly. Alexander had insisted she join him, saying her presence would show the workers that this wasn't just another corporate PR stunt. She wasn't so sure, but she had agreed for the workers' sake, if nothing else. As of today, Alexander continued, the factory will remain open. We've implemented cost-saving measures in other areas, which will allow us to keep operations running. A murmur rippled through the room, relief mixed with doubt. But that's not enough, Alexander added. This factory isn't just a line item on a spreadsheet. It's a community, and I want to rebuild the trust that's been lost. The workers exchanged skeptical glances. One man, his arms crossed tightly, spoke up. Why should we believe you? You were ready to shut us down a week ago. Alexander's jaw tightened, but his voice remained calm. You're right. I made a mistake, but I'm here now because I want to make it right. After the meeting, Anna followed Alexander into his office. He sat heavily in his chair, running a hand through his hair. That could have gone better, he muttered. They're not going to trust you overnight, Anna said, leaning against the doorframe. But the fact that you're showing up, that counts for something. Alexander looked up at her, his expression softening. Thank you for being here. I couldn't have done this without you. Anna crossed her arms, a small smile tugging at her lips. Don't get too comfortable. We still have a lot of work to do. Over the next few days, Alexander and Anna worked tirelessly to organize the Christmas event. They planned a toy drive, a community dinner, and activities for the workers' families. Alexander reached out to local businesses, securing donations and partnerships, while Anna designed handmade decorations to bring a personal touch to the event. One evening, as they worked late in the factory's break room, Anna caught Alexander staring at her. What? She asked, raising an eyebrow. You're incredible. You know that? He said, his voice sincere. Anna laughed, her cheeks coloring slightly. I'm just trying to keep things running smoothly. No, Alexander said, shaking his head. You care about people in a way that I've forgotten how to. It's inspiring. Anna looked away, feeling a flutter in her chest that she quickly pushed aside. Don't get sentimental on me now, she teased, though her voice was softer than usual. The day of the event arrived, and the factory had been transformed. String lights adorned the walls, tables were set with festive decorations, and a massive Christmas tree stood proudly in the center of the room. Workers and their families filed in, their initial hesitation giving way to curiosity and excitement. Anna watched from the side, her heart swelling as she saw children laughing and playing with toys donated by the community. She caught Alexander standing near the tree, his expression uncharacteristically vulnerable as he observed the scene. You did good, Anna said, stepping up beside him. We did good, he corrected, a faint smile on his lips. As the evening wore on, Alexander took the stage, microphone in hand. The room quieted as he began to speak. I want to thank all of you for coming tonight, he said, his voice steady. This event isn't just about celebrating the holidays, it's about celebrating you. The workers who make Thornton Industries what it is, your dedication, your resilience, your hard work. It's the heart of this company. He paused, his gaze sweeping over the crowd. I know I've let you down in the past, but tonight is about rebuilding trust. And I promise you, moving forward, this company will be guided by the values my father built it on: integrity, community, and respect. The room erupted into applause, and Alexander stepped down, his eyes meeting Anna's. She gave him a small nod, a silent acknowledgement of how far he had come. As the event wound down, Alexander found Anna standing near the dessert table, nibbling on a gingerbread cookie. Care to dance? He asked, extending a hand. Anna blinked, startled. There's no music. Alexander smiled, pulling his phone from his pocket and cueing up a soft Christmas melody. There is now. Rolling her eyes but unable to suppress a smile, Anna took his hand. As they swayed gently in the corner of the room, Alexander spoke softly. I know I still have a lot to prove, he said, but I want you to know that I'm not doing this just for the workers. I'm doing it for you, too. Anna's breath hitched, but she quickly masked her surprise. You're impossible. You know that? Alexander chuckled. So I've been told. As the song ended, Anna stepped back, her walls still partially intact but beginning to crumble. Let's focus on the workers first, she said, her tone light. We can figure out the rest later. Alexander nodded, his smile unwavering. Deal. The Christmas event at the Thornton factory had turned into a heartwarming success. Workers and their families mingled happily, laughter echoing through the decorated hall. The toy drive had collected hundreds of gifts, and the community dinner was in full swing. Alexander, standing near the Christmas tree, felt a flicker of pride. For the first time in a long time, he wasn't just managing a business, he was connecting with people. But as he watched the workers enjoy the festivities, a familiar figure emerged from the crowd. Philip Grant, one of Thornton Industries' top shareholders and a longtime rival. Dressed sharply in a tailored suit, Philip carried himself with the confidence of someone about to cause trouble. Alexander, Philip said with a smug smile, his voice cutting through the jovial atmosphere. Quite the spectacle you've put on here. Alexander's expression hardened. Philip, this isn't the time or place. Oh, I think it's exactly the right time, Philip replied, stepping closer. The board should know about the reckless decisions you've been making. Keeping the factory open, pouring money into charity events, you've jeopardized this company's future. Nearby, Anna overheard the conversation. She stepped closer, her heart sinking as she realized the confrontation was escalating. This isn't about jeopardizing the company, Alexander said, his voice steady. It's about preserving what matters. These workers are the backbone of Thornton Industries. If we lose them, we lose everything, Philip sneered. Spare me the sentimental nonsense. The numbers don't lie, Alexander. You've put us at risk, and I have the evidence to prove it. He held up a folder, drawing the attention of nearby guests. Murmurs spread through the crowd as Philip opened it, revealing financial documents. The media will have a field day with this. The shareholders won't stand for it. Before Alexander could respond, Anna stepped forward, her voice ringing out with confidence. You talk about numbers, Mr. Grant, but have you ever thought about the people behind them? The families who depend on this factory? The workers who've given everything to this company? Philip turned to her, his expression incredulous. And who are you? I'm someone who's seen what happens when people like you put profits over people, Anna said firmly. You think you're protecting the company, but all you're doing is tearing it apart. If you really care about Thornton Industries, you'll let Alexander finish what he started. The room fell silent. Alexander looked at Anna, a flicker of gratitude in his eyes. But Philip wasn't finished. And why should we trust her? Philip scoffed. She's an outsider. She's not an outsider, Alexander said, stepping forward. She's the reason I've started to see things differently. Anna reminded me of what this company was supposed to stand for. And if you can't understand that, then maybe you're the one who doesn't belong here. Philip's face darkened. But before he could respond, a round of applause erupted from the workers. One by one, They began to voice their support. "Alexander's right," a woman said. "He's done more for us in the past few weeks than anyone else has in years." "We stand with Alexander," another worker shouted, and the crowd quickly joined in. Philip's smug demeanor faltered. With the workers and the community rallying behind Alexander, his position grew increasingly untenable. He scowled, snapping the folder shut. "This isn't over," he muttered before storming out of the factory. As the applause subsided, Anna felt a wave of relief. But as she turned to leave, an older woman approached her, her face lined with recognition. "Excuse me," the woman said. "You're Anna, aren't you?" Anna frowned. "Yes. Do we know each other?" The woman smiled warmly. "I worked with your mother at this factory years ago. She used to talk about you all the time, how talented you were, how much she believed in you." Anna's chest tightened. "You knew my mom." "I did," the woman replied. "And I thought you should know when your mother left the factory. It wasn't because of the layoffs. She left because Mr. Thornton, Alexander's father, helped her pay off her medical bills. He gave her the means to start fresh." Anna's breath caught. She had always believed her mother had been let go, but this revelation painted a different picture. She didn't want anyone to know, the woman continued. She was too proud, but she always said the Thorntons had done right by her. Anna turned to Alexander, who had been listening quietly. His expression was unreadable, but there was a softness in his eyes. "Did you know about this?" she asked. "My father never told me," Alexander admitted, "but it sounds like something he would do." For a moment, Anna was overwhelmed. The anger she had carried for years began to dissolve, replaced by a newfound understanding. As the event wound down, Anna found herself standing next to Alexander near the Christmas tree. The room was quieter now, most of the guests having left. "I didn't know," Anna said softly. "About your mother?" Alexander asked. Anna nodded. "All this time, I thought this company had ruined us, but it turns out your father saved us." Alexander met her gaze, his voice gentle. "And now it's my turn to do the same for the workers, for this community, for you, if you'll let me." Anna hesitated, but the sincerity in his eyes was undeniable. She gave him a small smile. "You're still impossible. You know that?" Alexander chuckled. "So I've heard." The following weeks were transformative for both Anna and Alexander. Thornton Industries announced its renewed commitment to the factory, implementing new training programs and improving working conditions. The company's reputation, once on shaky ground, began to recover as word spread about Alexander's decision to prioritize people over profits. Anna's toy designs, which had started as a small passion project, became a featured line at the factory. Workers took pride in crafting the intricate toys, knowing they represented a brighter future for the company and the community. On Christmas morning, Anna was busy arranging a new display at her recently opened toy workshop, a small space in the heart of the community that Alexander had helped her secure. The shop, aptly named Dreammakers, had quickly become a beloved spot for families. As Anna adjusted a shelf of handmade dolls, the doorbell chimed. She turned to see Alexander, dressed casually for once, holding a wrapped gift. "Merry Christmas," he said, his smile warm. Anna smiled back. "Merry Christmas. What's this?" He handed her the package. "Open it and see." Inside was a leather-bound notebook with her name embossed on the cover. When she flipped it open, she found pages of sketches she had left at the factory, designs she thought she'd lost. "I found these while we were cleaning up," Alexander said. "I thought they deserved to be somewhere special." Anna ran her fingers over the pages, her heart swelling. "Thank you," she said softly. "There's more," Alexander added, pulling out a small envelope. Inside was a contract, offering Anna a permanent role as the lead designer for Thornton Industries' new artisan toy line. "I want us to build this together," Alexander said. "Your talent, your vision, they're exactly what this company needs." Anna blinked back tears, overwhelmed. I don't know what to say." "Say yes," Alexander said, his tone light but hopeful. She looked at him, her walls finally crumbling.
"Yes,"
she said, her voice steady. That evening, Thornton Industries hosted a modest Christmas dinner for the factory workers and their families. The atmosphere was warm and filled with laughter, a far cry from the tension that had hung over the company weeks earlier. Alexander stood near the front of the room, raising a glass to address the crowd. This year has been one of challenges, lessons, and, above all, change, he began. But tonight isn't just about celebrating Christmas, it's about celebrating all of you. Your hard work, your dedication, your belief in this company. It's what makes Thornton Industries what it is. He paused, his gaze finding Anna in the crowd. And sometimes, it takes the right person to remind us of what truly matters. Thank you, Anna, for believing in what this company could be. The room erupted in applause, and Anna, sitting among the workers, felt a warmth she hadn't experienced in years. After the dinner, as the guests filtered out into the snowy night, Alexander and Anna stood together by the Christmas tree. The lights cast a soft glow, illuminating the quiet determination in their faces. You've come a long way, Anna said, her tone teasing but sincere. We've come a long way, Alexander corrected, his smile genuine. Anna looked up at him, her expression thoughtful. So, what's next? Whatever comes, Alexander said. We'll face it together. Anna nodded, the weight of the past finally lifting. For the first time, she felt like she was exactly where she was meant to be. And so, Anna and Alexander's journey shows us that even the most unexpected encounters can lead to something extraordinary. What do you think is the biggest lesson from their story? Would you have forgiven Alexander and trusted him to change? Or would you have walked away? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming tales like this one. Your support helps us continue bringing you stories that remind us all of what truly matters. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Where are you watching from? Let us know.